Not safe for work. How would society be different if everyone was naked? I'd certainly reconsider letting my kids sit on Santa's lap at Christmas time. Fashionable pubic haircuts would be more common. The majority of the people would live in the tropical-subtropical zone. No more laundry. I don't know what I would do with all of the free time. Sunscreen industry would be bigger than Amazon. I'd spend less time imagining what everyone looks like naked. Well, people would get very into tattoos. Some would develop a morbid fear of hot soup. Considering most of you motherfuckers have a hard time washing your hands, I'd probably start carrying around my own personal chair. God only knows what goes on back there. We would probably eradicate mosquitoes. Well, menstruation would be hell. Boners wouldn't be a secret anymore. Clothes stores would go out of business. High school would be messy. I work in construction. My job would become considerably more dangerous. Everyone would be able to give speeches confidently. Having been a patron of a clothing optional club, it's interesting for a few minutes. Then you go back to what you were doing. Probs be a lot more body conscious or body positive. We be far less hypersexualized when seeing a butt, a pair of boobs, a penis or a vagina. We be colder, more sunburned, and more chafed. Brides and grooms wouldn't spend so much time and money deciding what they and the wedding party should wear. It would be a lot harder to conceal carry. Clothed fetish. People with micro-penises would live in seclusion on an island. Sex ed would have to be taught a lot earlier. B-days would be much more popular. Remember that syndrome quote from The Incredibles, when everyone's super, no one will be? As someone whose family used to go to nudist camps a lot, same applies. You stop noticing or caring that everyone's naked very quickly. Honestly, seeing someone with a shirt on draws more attention than anything. People who could tolerate frying bacon would be terrestrial deities. Deleted. Frying pan handles would be longer. I would constantly pray that no mosquito will bite my ballsack. I think more people would be in shape. After about half a day we'd all remember why our ancestors invented clothes. Bus stop benches would actually be regularly cleaned. Fights over thermostat settings would get deadly. School presentations would suck even more. The porn industry wouldn't be near as profitable. It would be very obvious if a guy had a crush on someone was attracted to them. Health would improve. People would be more aware of stuff going on about their bodies. Because they would see more examples and friends would point out when there is something wrong with skin, etc. Hippobeasts would shave their body hair into supreme logos. You'd have to explain the bruises and bite marks from a cheeky BDSM session to people around you. People would stop sharing pictures of their kids. Well, I definitely wouldn't be able to find my keys. People wouldn't sexualize female breasts nearly as much. A large part of what makes them sexual is the fact that we cover them and treat them as sexual. Maybe the naked body wouldn't automatically be sexual. Sex would depend on intimacy. A lot more people would shave their assholes. We wouldn't go out as much in the winter. Thorny plants would be less common. Rush hour subway would be very sticky. Society would be just as it was 20,000 years ago, but with more body hair. A lot of people would gain a few attractivity points. Some people with average or even A faces have some really nice bods. It ain't even a OMG boobs thing. The full human form is simply generally pleasing. Everyone would get crabs or nasty stuff from sitting on the same chairs and benches. Thinking face. Can't imagine the cleanliness in the subway. Everyone would have a purse or fanny pack. Because no pockets. Does the carpet match the drapes? Wouldn't be a thing. No more hugging between friends. Women's outfits couldn't be blamed for their sexual assaults anymore. Rugby players would probably have to wear special dick covering when playing to protect their pecker. Skid marks all over the place. Actual nudist here. I find that people at nudist resorts are far kinder and open-minded than most people. I believe that the shared vulnerability adds to that. People might realize how messed up involuntary circumcision is. People will discriminate on breast/dick size. There would be a lot less habitable zones for humans to live in. Everyone would act just normal. Think if you only had 3 fingers. You would adapt yourself to it. You'll not feel like it'd be better if you had 4 instead of 3. Like we don't cover our naked faces. We don't mind holes on the nose. In the same way. We wouldn't mind bottom holes too. Life would be hard. There would probably be less sexualization of bodies. Porn would be a huge letdown. Meat spins would replace handshakes due to COVID. Dermatology would be a very in-demand medical field. In turn, every dermatologist would make a fuck ton of money from pale people like me. No one lives in Canada, Alaska and similar climates. Everyone looks like leather in Australia. I think people would work a lot harder at staying in shape. Fighting would get a lot weirder. It'd be a virgin. That's for sure. Public shower eras would be as common as public restrooms. Failing to wipe down your exercise bike or weight bench at the gym would be way more taboo mayo. We would probably be nicer to each other. Having been to naked resorts, it is surprisingly hard to be mean to someone when you are both vulnerable and naked with all your flaws and scars out there. Way more skinny people. Soon. The human body would probably be not as sexualized as it is now. Less child labor sweatshops. Possibly. The hurdles competition would be a lot more interesting. Cold. Very cold, depending on where you live. Results may vary. Advice for public speaking would be: imagine the audience fully clothed. Everyone would live in the tropics. So it would be way overcrowded there. Society would be generally sexually liberal. Anything related to oil, gas, or mining deposits outside of the tropics would be non-existent. We'd likely be at a lower technology level than we are currently. And society would be more focused on farming and animal husbandry. Different societies would have developed in the Americas versus Africa-Asia. As it would have taken much longer for the New World to be discovered. There would probably be fewer languages. Since more people would be closely interconnected. Concealed carry permits wouldn't exist. Boobs would no longer look like boobs because no bras. Skin cancer would skyrocket because SPF can only do so much. Walking anywhere would hurt like hell because no shoes. Everyone's body would look exactly like it really is because no shapewear or padding. Plastic surgery would probably be a booming business. Nobody would call each other sluts based off what they wear anymore because everyone's the same. We'd have blisters on our feet after walking on concrete during a scorching hot day. No strippers. Less sexual harassment. People would ask not safe for work questions like, how would society be different if everyone was clothed? I probably wouldn't pan-fry food as often. More people would be more confident in themselves in some ways. Also the sword fights that will randomly happen when the teacher isn't in the classroom. You guys aren't? My whole life was a lie. Bidets and mirrors behind the toilet would be mandatory. So you can check you've not left streaks on your cheeks. Just like the animals in the cartoons. We would walk naked everywhere. But to go to the beach, we'll be wearing swimming clothes. A lot more gym memberships. I would be very scared in the kitchen. Sunscreen companies would air a lot. Deleted. I'd have no way to focus my public speaking nerves. Imagine school hours, haha. Streaking wouldn't be a thing. I'd start an anti-camming type thing where people pay money to see women put on clothes.